Hello and welcome to the regular Friday edition of Spurs Diehards Tottenham Till I Die. And I'm quite sure that quite a few of us diehards feel like dying at the moment with the state of our club and what's going on. It's an absolute shambles, isn't it? And all we appear to be doing is treading water. We hang 1 point perilously above the relegation zone, and yet we've got the worst form in the Premier League. We're dropping like a stone. We're sort of treading water. We're lucky to even be where we are at the moment. You have teams below us like Forest and West Ham, our main threats to stay up, are showing fight and winning games or drawing games, whereas we're not. Anyway, we're going to get into the Atletico Madrid first, and we'll talk about Liverpool away if there's time. I know Alan's short on time, and I'm waiting to see if my other guests show. I'm not sure if they will or not. Right, so good evening, Alan. How are you? What's the weather like in sunny California? 3 degrees here.
It is. It's actually 30 today.
Wow.
So it's very hot. It's unseasonal. We normally get the butterflies coming in the spring. I mean, it is spring, but they've been here for weeks, I think, and they seem confused because even the plants are confused. Everybody's confused here.
They're like Spurs fans.
Yeah, so are Spurs fans. Well, I don't know. They're confused. They're sad. I think they're maudlin at this point.
Well, we did discuss the show in the midweek show, but we'll cover the ground because I'd like to get the opinion of you guys from the other side of the water here, right? That's what we mainly do this show for on a Friday, to try and attract, an American Canadian sort of audience as well. What was your take on the lineup when you see it? Was there any surprises there? Did you want others to start or whatever? I mean,
I was surprised Kinski started. It's like throwing him to the wolves to suddenly. He hadn't started in a very long time. I can't even remember when he started. He hasn't played a minute.
Here, yeah.
What's that?
You're talking about Kinski.
Kinski.
Yeah.
He hadn't had even a sniff in the Premier League, in the Champions League, in any of the cups. I don't remember when he played. So I was surprised that he decided this game of all games to start it. And so I was very surprised that he was starting him there. And the lineup was, I guess, as good as it was going to get, because, but at the same time, it's a diminished squad. So he's going to give us a diminished group of people. But I think really at the heart of it was Kinski. I was just surprised he was going to start over Vicario. I didn't know if there was some bad blood with Vicario or what, but as bad as Vicario is, I guess if you're going to give someone a shot, it's an interesting time to try to start making those kinds of leaps of faith that he's going to suddenly turn things around.
Yeah, I mean, of course, some fans question whether Xavi should have started, and the other question was like, which was I thought was more of a good query, was the fact that Moani started over Solanke.
Oh yes, I was not happy with that. I don't. Again, I question Moani's desire to be at the club at all at this point. He hasn't been putting in what I feel is full effort in the games that he has been playing, and Solanke does give you everything, even if it doesn't amount to a whole lot. He does give you everything he's got in the moment, at least more than Moani. So I don't know what Solanke has to do to start, but and I don't know why Moani keeps getting the start. I don't know if he's got something with the coach, because the Juventus connection. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's that. I mean, look, we know, 3 slips cost us 3 goals, basically. So the scoreline might have actually flattered Atletico Madrid, but we are where we are with it. I mean, the thing that I was thinking was like, Bodo Glimt, we knew what to expect from their artificial pitch, and we've got one at Hotspur Way amongst the 16 pitches, small pitches. It's just a fantastic training centre, actually. Atletico have had pitch issue in previous games. Barcelona complained they were slipping all over it. Why weren't we prepared? We were prepared for Bodo because we knew in advance they've got an artificial pitch, even though we trained on their pitch. So if we trained on this pitch before it rained, I mean, I know Barcelona players were slipping all over it. I still think this should be part of our preparation, Alan. You know, player slips 10 times, it proves costly. But we're not making excuses for the result. I mean, like, it's the same for both teams, the pitch, right?
Yep.
But I just think there's a lack of professionalism here. You know, it's one of the things that should be checked. I know we probably trained on the pitch, but then I was asking Gary Ward on Project Spurs because he is a coach, you know, knows more about tactics and all that than I do. I mean, I've only been watching a game for too many decades, but I just wonder, you know, players, do they have various footwear, some with longer studs and all this? I mean, like, I don't know. Back in the day, you did, because decades ago, you'll probably remember, I mean, before the Premier League, and pitches weren't the scientific products they are today. They're now, you've got synthetic fibers entwined with grass and things like that. You might get a brown patch in the goal mouth areas, which get crowded on set plays and all. But most pitches are pretty immaculate now. They're like bowling greens, right?
Right.
So, but back in the day, pitches cut up. The only grass you see was down the wings. The middle would become a mud bath, basically. And like, so players did wear long. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if anyone in the chat's got an answer to that, please do that. I will
at this level, you have to question, don't they scout ahead? You know, you get people who go to the stadiums where they're going to be, you know, they have to scout ahead to see, you know, how's the pitch looking. I feel like that's in any sport where there's grass or artificial turf, whether it's NFL, whether it's the Premier League, any place like that, you know, where they're going to play outside. You have people that scout these things ahead. You know, pitch looks good. Pitch is a little muddy in this portion of the pitch. You know, I noticed that people in practice are slipping, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that part of the coach's group? That isn't there someone supposed to be doing that and telling them ahead of time, you know, the pitch, this is the Barcelona game. You know, why did we know about the Barcelona game and all of the issues that they had? And for some reason, whoever at our club didn't want to mention that or didn't make enough of a stink about it that it became a problem for us as well.
Yeah. Roger, good evening, mate. Evening, guys. Switch we can see the centre-back position tomorrow and what will probably be his last game. Yeah, we're going to come on to Tudor and we'll talk about Langer and Vinay Venkatesham as well, because you know, I was on a show with Gary and that Project Spurs. Get over there, guys. Great content over there. I was on a show with him. I think it was our show actually, and like I was going on about like whether Tudor will stay, and what I really emphasised was, you bring a manager in that plays three at the back. A lot of our fans have been crying for three at the back, whether it's 3-4-3, 3-5-2, whatever it is. I'd prefer a 3-5-2. I'm on record as that if we're going to do that, because your wing backs should be your wingers, so you can have two central strikers in there in theory if the wing backs do their job. But I said, when have we played a 3-5-2 or three at the back and it's been successful? We had a pre-season now. It was all four at the back under Frank. We played, the only time we played five, which they corrected me on, was that PSG Super Cup final game. The only time we played five at the back. We have tactically switched to a five to see out a game with substitutions and all that at the end, but we've not done this. And so Langer and Vinay, whoever's responsible, if it's both of them, you bring a guy in with a record of being a bit of a dog, you know, that can sort teams out, and he's been successful doing it. But not only do you not know the Premier League, you're now coming in and changing the system, right? At this stage in the season, you know, I mean, it's just mad in my opinion. You know, it's just totally mad.
It's negligent. You question why they chose this coach to do this with this lineup and you know, setting up the pitch the way he does, the formation, and you know, we haven't had any normally, you know, the stereotypical new manager bounce is only a stereotype because it happens often enough that people just, kind of just assume that's going to happen. But it hasn't happened for us. In fact, I think if anything, we're playing worse and the team seems more down than ever. And based on the way he treated Kinski, he threw Kinski to the Wolves and then kind of wouldn't look at him when he recalled him back and put Vicario in.
Yeah, he said in today's press that Kinski will get game time this season. Well, you've got to do that. I mean, like, I put this up, he wasn't consoled. A couple of players did, followed him off and all that. I mean, all right, 2 slips by him. I mean, and then there was a Saar pass to VDV who slipped, and we basically gifted him 3 goals. And then at 4-0, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a cricket score. But we pulled one back, a lovely cut back by Richarlison to Porro, who took one good, put it under Oblak. So like a 4-1, you're thinking, well, this ain't so bad. We don't want to be totally embarrassed. And as it happens, like, they went 5-1 up with a breakaway after actually the Richarlison header, which was saved by Oblak, virtually point blank. And within the 12 seconds it took to break, and VDV and Romero couldn't get back, and Porro couldn't outrun their striker, who scored the 5th goal. And then
Julian Alvarez,
Slanky obviously pulls one back at 5-2. That seems more like a result for us, considering how well we started. Not that I'm going to the game during the week, but it's not as though you think you're going to like pull 3 goals back and not concede one, because we seem to concede too many goals. So you'd be looking for a miracle, but you'd still want to win that game just for confidence. So you'd want to win that game midweek prior to playing Forest, just
Absolutely.
to try and gain some confidence. You want a result,
We need some confidence, any confidence. There's no confidence in this club, not from the people, not the players. Doesn't seem like the coach. Listening to his interviews, he sounds kind of like Conte, but Conte was way further down the road than Igor Tudor is in his, time at Tottenham. And, he's so surprised, like, he can't believe that we have so many injuries or red cards or the concussions. And, I don't know why we persist with him. I think any manager could come in at this point, and as long as they have like a positive attitude and a little more of, dare I say, a little more of that a little better one-on-one skills, kind of like what Ange had, a little bit, not necessarily. I'm not saying Ange, but Ange was a better manager. I think, the players were playing for Ange and they loved him, and they were not happy when he left, and they let the press know. And if we could have a manager that would get a little bit more of that out of them, I think we would be in a better position.
Yeah. I mean, and with Kinski, like I said a little bit earlier, that when you said, oh, we'll get more game time, we don't know if Tudor will be here then, no, but we'll see. I mean, to me, would you play him in the return match? Because like the old saying, when you fall off a horse, it's said to get back on it as soon as possible. So should Kinski start against Atletico at home, do you think?
Ooh,
it's not a league game, is it? I mean, I know it's not a league game, but
I mean, he's a professional, and for better or worse,
I would start him, but that's to me as a fan. I would.
I mean, he is a professional, and you have to take the rough with the smooth, right? And it's in a career, they get pelters from the fans on Twitter, or they have to learn how to callous up when it comes to their online persona, and they have to deal with the fact that fans from the other side are going to yell and scream at them and curse at them and stuff. So he's going to have to, if he wants to succeed, he's going to have to find a way to get back on that horse, as you're saying here. He needs to get back on the horse, and better sooner than rather than later, because my gosh, I mean, he had a stinker, but it was one game. I know, we've not seen him to know that is this all he's capable of or was it just
His
a
dad was
stinker
an
game?
international for his country as well. He was a good goalkeeper.
Yeah,
So I mean,
I think there's a goalkeeper in there. It's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
man, and he wasn't the only one that had a stinker. Mickey Van de Ven had, he slipped as well. We slipped a lot.
Mm.
So hopefully he
Mm.
can put this behind him. And yeah, I mean, in the end, personally, I'm not as concerned about the Champions League with this sort of Damocles we've got over our head
Mm.
in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So I would start him, give him that opportunity, because
Yeah.
he could surprise us and it would do wonders for him. And I think if he can do well, that would do well for the whole club.
Do you think it'd be better to start him against Atletico and return? We're sort of out of it. We just need to win that game. We've got a good European home record. I don't think, looking at Atletico, I don't think they're a great side. We gifted them 3 first goals. We would be in it otherwise. I mean, showed we can score against them. And although our confidence is fragile, we do show fight, but our confidence is fragile because we do seem to manage to pull goals back. But, I mean, my thinking on this is that you play him Wednesday because it's less of a risk if you're really worried about him than playing him in the league game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
If
you
you
can't
put him in the league game, fans at the stadium are going to be, they're going to be, they're going to bite in their nails. Oh, shit. But he gets a chance to restore confidence, and if he has a sound game against Atletico at home and he doesn't make no mistakes, if we do concede, it's not down to him. That'll be perhaps to him, won't it? I mean, I think he should play Wednesday. I think that would be good man management. I put him straight back in because it looks like we're out of the competition, barring we shit a miracle. I mean, not it isn't impossible 3 goals back. Teams have done it in the past, but teams have done it when they've been in good form, like us. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
I agree with you. I certainly wouldn't put him in at Liverpool. I mean, Vicario, for all of my criticisms of Vicario, he made a couple of good saves in that game against Atletico when he did come on. He let some past him that I think he should have. It almost looked half-hearted when he jumps. I don't know. He always jumps over and instead of out. I don't know. But as far as Kinski, I wouldn't start him against Liverpool because that is, again, throwing him to the wolves, and that's throwing a lamb to the wolves at that point. But against Atletico Madrid, at a home game, at least he'd have, hopefully, the crowd behind him.
Oh, the crowd would support him, definitely. Everyone feels sorry for him, because especially when it slips. If it had been like, I mean, they were howlers, but if it had been classic goalkeeping errors and not slips, something more defining as a worse form of error, then I think the crowd would think, oh, but
it was never. I mean, we haven't put in Austin at all. We hadn't put in Kinski at all. I'm just so surprised at deciding. That's right, Roger. I remember that. That would have been that was at the end of his career, at least.
Well, he let one in. Don't want to rub salt into his wound too much, but he let one in straight in the first couple of minutes against Villa in the Cup away. Straight through his hands it went. Austin did the same in one game as well when he came in. So, but I think you just got to throw this kid back in. Throw him back in, not against Liverpool, because I don't think that would be fair to throw him in against Liverpool, right?
Yep.
I mean, but I think he should be thrown back in. Yeah, good comments, Roger, as usual. But we're going to go on to, I think this is a certainty. Fan base
certainty that his
what the hell? We brought a guy in who plays. I mean, he plays this 5 at the back, 3 or whatever you want to call it, 3 at the back. But we haven't been. All our pre-season was 4 at the back, apart from the PSG Super Cup. Everything we've only reverted to a 5. And it hasn't worked. It'd be different as when we played it, Alan, if it's worked, but it hasn't. We've seen out a few games and dug in, right, and got points. Otherwise, we'd be well in the relegation shit heap, right? But like, his job's at risk. So I think, look, if you get rid of him, And I'm going to throw this to you. I know you're short on time, right? Do you sack him after the Liverpool game? I can't see us getting anything there. If we got a draw, I'd bite your hand off. I think we'll all bite everyone's hand off for get a draw. But do you sack him to give a new interim manager a springboard with the Atletico at home game? Give him one game just to have a quick look. And if you're going to bring someone in, Alan, he's got to be someone who virtually knows the club and knows the Premier League to be able to get a grip of the situation straight away, you know?
Yeah, someone who understands what it is to be Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
You know, you need someone like that. I'm not saying Harry Redknapp. I think Harry Redknapp's team just got destroyed. He's coaching again, but he's
no, he's 79. I think 79, 80.
I thought he's coaching.
No, he does his punditry, but
I wouldn't necessarily get Harry Redknapp, but I think there are players that could come in. You know, you need someone that has that radiates that positive Tottenham Hotspur emotion.
Yeah. Gary Ward from Project Spurs hit the nail on the head really when he talked about bringing in Glenn Hoddle, you know, with a Ryan Mason, you know, Chris Hughton, even who's managed in the Premier League. I forget who else he mentioned there, but those three. I mean, I've always wanted Hoddle in there in some sort of capacity, even a consultant. I know he's got a heart condition. Who hasn't, if you're a Spurs fan? But I mean, but you know, yeah. But if he came in as a consultant, like I said with Chris Hughton, he's done it. You know, and you've got that. You know, so like to me, I'd definitely bring Hughton and Hoddle in, definitely together. Like that would be me because I think they know the game. He was always an innovative manager. Even at Spurs, didn't quite work out, not being back down. Did well at Chelsea, did well with England. If it wasn't for the Ireland Drury fiasco, right, then he'd have carried on England manager and probably would have won us something because he was just a forward-thinking manager. And now they all these coaches seem to have cloned the Premier League. As Matisse Tell said, he said Premier League football, one of his recent comments, isn't very exciting. Everyone plays the same way.
Yeah.
And he was requesting not being given a man marking job at set pieces.
Yep. And that's it.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. It's not exciting to watch. I watch other leagues and they're more exciting because the game is very slow. You know, everything is about set pieces and long throw-ins or you know, and other leagues it's not that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and like if look, you can either crowd the penalty area with all your players, but my issue with that is, right, you've got no out ball, so the Caro gets the ball from the corner, everyone's come back, there's no one to give the ball to. When Unai Emery was there with Villa, he had three kept up on the halfway line all the time. Even Ange did it. Your two wingers would be there or win. Like, if you do that, you make the other team think they've got to keep a couple of players back. You've got an out ball. You've got a quick breakaway, Alan. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I mean, like, I'm no coach, but I do pick up things. I do go and watch other players, or go and watch videos, go and watch the youngsters. Not as much as other fans probably do, like Gary and all that. But you know, there's things you see and you think like, what exasperates me when I watch Premier League football? When not even the basics have done. Our throw-ins are an absolute joke. We don't seem to know. Now, I could devise throw-in drills depending on what area of the pitch you're in at any particular time. You know, runners off the ball now. Take them quickly. Take them quickly anyway. As quick as you can, you take your throw-in, right? Because now you've got 9 outfield players to your opponent's 10. So getting a throw-in, you might think, is not exactly an advantage. So make it an advantage, you know? That's these two guys. I'm going to go through the chat, but while you talk about this, these two, well, one or both of them are responsible for bringing Tudor in. They also brought Frank in. I mean,
they did.
They were forced to get rid of Frank, I think. Forced to. Maybe by Nick Coucher, maybe by Vivian or Charlie, you know. You know, so,
you could tell because of how long they took and dragging their feet you know, if they were if they were people who truly cared about the club and not their own image, they probably would have sacked Thomas Frank much earlier and brought in someone not like Igor Tudor. But it just goes to show, you know, at that level that everyone has an ego. I think when you get to that level,
just to stop you a second, Callum, I've sent you the link, right? If you want to come on, you said you can come on for a bit, mate. So I've sent you the link. So feel free to hop on. Sorry, Alan, go on, carry on.
No, it's okay. You know, CEOs, people like that, they have very big egos because they have a very big job, and for better or worse. And I think someone like Vinay Venkatesham, you know, he came from Arsenal and now he's with us, and probably felt like he was given the keys to the city with this job, and he was ruling the roost. But he doesn't have the best interests of the team in heart.
Yeah.
Alan, what's going on, man?
Evening, boys.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Steve didn't reply. I mean, like, normally I just send Steve and Alan the links because they're regulars, and usually I'm selling Eugene because they're all from America and Canada. So, like, that's what the flavour is on Friday nights. But Steve maybe he's on another show. Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows, mate?
Yeah. Where am I? Let's go down.
I gotta run.
Oh, you got to go now.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten to Liverpool yet. I'll cover that with Callum. Yeah, okay. Well, Callum's gone now.
Can you hear me, mate? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah.
I'm just logging in quickly onto my StreamYard just so I can boost your numbers up through X as well, mate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all good. And get the Project Spurs link as well, Callum. Put that in, yeah?
Will do, mate. Will do.
We like to boost each other's. Not that I'm paranoid about numbers. We just like to produce quality, and then, like, if we grow, we grow. You know, if people like us, they'll come, won't they? You know, we're not desperate.
Absolutely.
We're not desperate.
No, exactly, mate. Exactly. It's the same what me and Gary both say.
Yeah. Good man. Right. Okay. I'll get you on as soon as you peer.
All right.
You got to go, have you?
Yes. You take care.
Thanks for coming on. Don't get regular next week. Your clocks went forward. That might have thrown Steve as well. You see?
Yeah, possibly.
So, like, in America, the clocks have gone forward. So, yeah, I'll add them to that. So, Callum, welcome. I mean, I've been discussed briefly the game. You don't want to go over that again, do you? But we talked about these two guys. They brought Frank in, right? And they brought Tudor in, who plays a 5 at the back system. We call it 5 at the back for, you know, just for convenience sake. But Gary was on with me earlier in the week, and I said, look, we never played 5 at the back all season. We did the pre-season 4 at the back. The only time we played 5 was PSG, and like this I think he's going to go after Liverpool. We're only going to be put out half a team anyway. I think he'll go, and then Atletico Madrid at home. I don't know if you think so. I think if we bring in someone who knows the Premier League, if it's Hoddle or Houghton, you know, someone like that together as a team, they can use the Atletico home game as a springboard.
Ideally, that's what we need, to be honest. I mean, I was speaking to Gary quite a lot today. We've been speaking to different people who we've been trying to get different bits of information out of. And obviously, the big thing is that they are questioning Tudor's role for definite, aren't they? And we've seen that tonight as well. David Ornstein's article. We've seen, obviously, the Fabrizio stuff as well. It just seems like we're a rudderless ship at the moment, don't it, realistically? Because we've got a lot of questions over, are we getting a Spurs legend in? Are we keeping Tudor? Are we replacing him with Scrooge McDuck, with a vending machine? Are we getting in Ryan Mason? I mean, I heard one from someone that I spoke to the other day saying that we approached Matt Wells last week as well, and he pretty much told me in no uncertain terms, poke it and all that. He has no loyalty to this group at the moment. Let's put it that way. So I mean, it's literally,
he's got more security. It's not as though he knows he's not going to get the job. Whereas it'd be different with a Hoddle, Houghton. They wouldn't expect it. They love the club. They'd like to help the club out of a sticky situation, like saying Mason. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, Bring the three of them in. I mean, bring the three of them in. They know the Premier League, right? They know the players. I mean, okay, Tudor, I get the, giving it the rough, tough love to the players, but that didn't work under Conte.
And I don't think it'll work. Like, for example, they're saying the front runner at the moment is Zerbi. I mean, he is basically Conte 2.0 and all that. Realistically, I mean, he burns bridges more than bloody wildfire. Realistically, I mean, it's like he'd have a row with a ball within 6 months. He'd kick everyone up in the air. He's had some very questionable ones. The problem is that we made the decision to sack Frank too late. And I know me and you and Phil and Gary and all of them across our podcast, we were some of the biggest backers of Frank. We gave him a chance and we know it didn't work. We know that this club has a lot of non-footballing people at the top, trying to make footballing decisions, which is very questionable. Igor Tudor is a disciplinarian. He has had success, but not in the Premier League. And we know the mentality of our players is very fractured and very sort of weak at the moment. And that's why we wanted leaders in January and why we've lacked leaders probably since Kane and Son have left as well. We have an injury crisis which we didn't even think could polarise last season. I mean, this is pretty much duplicated the last 2.5 years now, realistically. Tudor, for me, was an experiment. It hasn't worked. De Zerbi, for me, wouldn't work. The club continued to distance themselves from the Pochettino stuff as well. Apparently, he's been questioning the intent of the board and the club as well, based on different bits. So, and even though we like the idea of the Spurs legends, I do wonder if it's a sinking ship. I mean, I was speaking to my brother, and he is an Arsenal fan, but he's a very level-headed one, where he said, why not give it to Robbie Keane, but give him the permanent job, rip up the playbook, and if we were to go down, we rebuild a project and aim for repeat coming up. And I don't even think beating Atletico because if we get pummeled against Liverpool, that's going to make them go down even further. And we're expecting them to get a bounce within 3 days. It's a big ask, especially when we're 3 down in a 5-2 deficit at the moment, aren't we? It's a big ask.
You want to win that game. We won't go through. Not 3 goals. We're not going to score 3 and not concede 1. But you want to build. You want to use the game to try and build confidence. You want the win. We've got a good home record. A win would help enormously for player confidence, which is very fragile. They've shown fight, but we know confidence is fragile there. I mean, and the other thing that Gary alluded to, which is right on, and Phil King as well, is the fact that, like, in Bayern Munich, you've got ex-legends always involved with that football club. Always involved. Football people and the fans' confidence.
The whole of the German league have it. It's the whole idea of the German league that the fans are involved, the ex-players are involved. We've got Hoeneß, Lars Ricken, Niko Kovac, even people who are not ex players but have had impacts out there. Rodolfo Borrell, who's in even the MLS, has a lot of ex-players involved in a lot of their boardroom decisions. Austria has it the same. Jurgen Klopp's obviously the lead on Red Bull Group's football operations. I mean, he's obviously the successful counterbalance to Edu Gaspar, who has obviously just been sacked from Forest, hasn't he? And all that. So, I mean, realistically, there is always footballing people out there. And, yeah, David Clark's completely right. Persisting with playing 3 players on our front line with a midfield that needs help has been a downfall. And if we continue with this tactic, we will get relegated. I mean, realistically, it comes all from the back as well. It's the...
You know as well as I do, didn't you? Any team's in trouble, it's happened over years. What do? You pack the midfield.
Go to 4-3-3 then. That's the thing. Don't go 3-5-2 or 3-4-3. It doesn't work. I mean, he had the strongest defence, realistically, against Atletico, apart from Spence. And we got ripped apart and all that. I mean, the tactics from Simeone was brilliant. So waterlog that pitch. I mean, he does it so many times. it's a tactical approach. He does it. He floods his training ground pitches as well, and he trains his teams to play in adversity for it. That's how good a tactician Simeone is. But realistically, the Atletico Madrid game was a joke. People were saying, "Oh, fight back, here we go." Well, even when we were fighting back, we still conceded again, and we conceded 3 with Kinski in goal, 2 with Vic in goal, and we were a shadow of ourselves. I mean, the style of play that we're trying to play, we've got players that are sitting on our bench who aren't getting a look in. Xavi Simons, I don't know. That's probably the only person that you would say could be competing in our starting lineup at the moment. And another
He's hit and miss,
interesting
though, but you can see there's a player in there, definitely a player in there.
there's
Quality.
a player in there, but my problem is that maybe he's a European player, because remember, his best games have come in the Champions League, haven't they, this year? That's my fear at the moment.
At first they said, "Oh, a bit lightweight when he come." At first I thought, you're trying too hard. You're holding on to the ball when you're a good passer. Pass it. If you're getting smashed out, pass it before and get the free kick or whatever. Pass it. Then he did that in games. I've seen, you're getting rid of the ball quicker, and Callum's gone. And then he's had good games. He's had indifferent games. He's just got to find his niche, and he's got to just adapt. He's just got to adapt the right way for certain games. If it's not going to him, use his head and all that. I think he will. I mean, you can't fault his attitude. Funny thing with the younger players, you can't fault their attitude. You know, Gray, Bergvall, Simmons, Odebert, Tell, their attitude's spot on. I'd like to see a bit more of that from the senior players, you know.
Well, we'd hope that's the problem, and realistically, it's not happening at the moment. Realistically, and it's not good at all, to be honest.
I think you may have alluded to it, Gary may have alluded to it. Even before we got to the transfer window, I went and looked. The last thing we need to do is deepen our injury crisis with X amount of players fit, only X amount of players fit, and all these games to play. So I said we should go. I mean, me and you were going on about bringing out Clusian and other players and all that, and the ball did absolutely nothing. And this could come back to bite them completely. And the problem with the board is, like, even with Levy, it's always the next transfer window, the next transfer window after that, and then the next window after that. And if this results in us getting relegated, you know, and it's not looking good for us at present, I know we've got 4 home games and 5 away, but this is going to come back and bite them. Cost financially wise, we'd suffer it a bit better if we went down, because we've got all these other events that bring money in, so that would cushion it. How much, I don't know, right? Because Kieran Maguire reckons that it would cost us about 250, 260 mil if we went down. But yeah, I mean, they are absolutely clueless at board level at this football club, and like, people didn't direct their fire at Enoch. It was always at Levy prior to now, but the board have shielded himself behind Levy, and they are the owners, and Levy shielded himself behind managers and sporting directors. And now everyone's take should be, and all your guns should be aimed at the board. Even if Lange and Vinay go, right? This is all down to the board, Callum.
It definitely is. Well, yeah, Enoch Group. I mean, obviously the board are sort of employees of Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham are owned by Enoch. Enoch are owned by Tavistock. Tavistock are owned by the Lewis Family Trust, whatever you want to call it. And it's safeguard after safeguard after safeguard, unfortunately, where we thought the PR was good this year, didn't we? And to be honest, that was a lot of smoke and mirrors where we now sit. And I mean, I was looking at the remaining fixtures, and we're on 29 points, I believe now, aren't we, or 28? So we need realistically 11 points minimum to hopefully feel safe. Because what is it? Usually 40 points is the safety net to get to. Well, Wolves are having a resurgence at the moment, so I mean, I feel like we're going to struggle against them. I mean, bloody knowing them, they could pull something out of the hat. We've got Forest, who are obviously about as piss poor as us. So we may get a result against Forest. I don't see us getting much against Sunderland, apart from maybe a draw like we did previously. Brighton are a tough. I mean, I don't remember the last time we've beaten Brighton. To be honest, it's been a while. Villa away. Well, we know Unai Emery is one of the best managers in the Premier League at the moment. Leeds, we may get something. Chelsea away, I don't see anything. Everton, maybe, but we've got to get a minimum of 11 points from this, and we've got to hope everyone else slips up. That's the worst position we're in now. We are relying on other teams to do
drop points and lose games.
Yeah.
And that's a sad indictment as a club as big as Tottenham Hotspur with the money we've got. I mean, and to compound it, this is our injury list. You know, you could field a team here, Callum, basically. You know, I mean, and VDV suspended, as we know, and now Polina and Romero, they're concussion or they won't play. I mean, I haven't actually got the complete medical report, but I assume they're missing. I mean, Polina looked like he had a little bad when he came off. Romero stayed on bravely, but even then he went down to his knees, so he obviously got dizzy and woozy. So, and you can't risk players like that. So the club doctors probably said no, you know. And look at us now with all of these. I mean, I haven't even looked at a team we could field tomorrow. I mean, Sousa can come back in because he's eligible now. He's not eligible in the Champions League. But, you know, you could virtually field a team here, couldn't you? No.
Yeah, realistically, I mean, I think someone put it out earlier. It's like £400 million worth of talent that is out injured at the moment. And I mean, that's what ENIC will look at. They'll look at the valuation on that. And I was actually thinking about it, and this is more purely from an internal point than anything else. It's that if we do go down, all the valuations on our players will half, realistically, isn't it? Because it'll be a buyer's market, and we will get picked apart, realistically, if we go down. Because out of this list alone, the most valuable assets there are obviously VDV, Romero, Kudus, and Bergval, based on investment levels. Paulinho won't stay at the club. He'll go back to Bayern. Davis is out of contract, so he'll go. Odebear maybe might do a season in the Championship. Udogi will have to keep himself fit. Maddison will have to keep himself fit. The same with Kulusevski. Bentancur could go as well. We've got
Maddison and VDV would have to prove their fitness before anybody come in for them. Same with Bentancur, really. He'd have to prove his fitness. That's why I don't think they'll go. I mean, could be one of VDV could go, who's shown himself to be a bit immature lately in games, but he's still a very good player.
You have to remember, though, mate, he's 23, 24. We are, and it's not clutching at straws because we expect all these players to be professional, but we know that these guys have had a lot of money from a young age. They don't know what a hard day's work is in their life, realistically. I mean, you're an ex-bricklayer. I'm a landscape and facilities manager. So, I mean, literally, we are on the tools with our hands and all that. These guys wouldn't know how to put up a brick wall or dig a fence post or lay a garden out and all that, would they? And we get paid pennies and peanuts compared to what these guys are. But I mean, we have to remember, a lot of them have been mollycoddled, they've been protected, all that. So they don't know adversity, do they, realistically?
I mean, there's a couple under the radar that we know are going, and we know that Manor Solomon will go. Fiorentina are doing okay now. And we know that Eloge Velez will go to Bahia. So then you know that Davis will go, Basuma will go, Richarlison will go. That's 5. And then you might add, we don't know so much with Bentancur, Kulusevski and Maddison because of injuries. Right? So we know that's 5 out the door. You could look at one of VDV or Romero go in. Romero's just signed a contract. VDV signed up to 29 as well. Polina, I think, will go 6 because if we do go down, what's the point of keeping him on loan and paying that money? There's no point. He'll go. That would be 6. You know,
well, fuck Kolo Muani back off to PSG,
and he'll go as well. That's 7. That'll be 7. I mean, and it's not like, I mean, when people say, yeah, get rid of these, get rid of these, get rid of it, it's fine. Now you can get rid of 7. If you replace them with youngsters, I'd like to see Vuskovic and Mikey Moore come straight back in as 2. Right, Donnelly did well the other day as well. I'd like to see him come back in, but we're not going to go out and buy 7 players in the summer. We might bring 3 or 4 in, right? We might bring 3 or 4 in, and if we're in the 2nd division, we're not bringing in elite players. They're not coming. So you're looking at the below elite level. So then, to me, if you're going to do that, as Gary and you and me have harped on about, if you're not bringing elite players and we get relegated, then bring the kids in, bring them in, and then bring Lecture in and bring Donnelly in as well. And you might,
we've got 5 players realistically. So if we're saying 7 could go, I mean, we have to put Rando Kolo-Muani's loan down as one of the worst in Spurs history, alongside probably Dan Juma and Timo Werner for it. Complete waste of money there. But if we're saying, so Will Lancashire to replace Rando Kolo-Muani if we're in the 2nd division. If we lose one of our 10s, we've got Jamie Donnelly, who's played in the Championship this year. He's doing quite decent for Oxford. If VDV or Dragosin or Romero goes, we've got Ash Phillips. I reckon leave him on loan, to be honest, because by doing that, we protect his value. And if you don't want to play in the Championship, but we leave him in a top league, then that means...
Yeah, we disagree there. I think he's good enough to bring straight in and play him as your 3rd centre-back. He's better in every metric than Dancer is. And I like Dancer. And Dancer will stay because he knows, he loves it. He's just pleased for he's one of those players that was so eager to come to a club like Tottenham. Maybe he was keeping better than you. I don't know.
It's not even that he's not good enough to play for Spurs. I think he's better than Championship level. That's my fear. So I think he will. Well, yeah, exactly. That's why I would leave him on loan, playing in a higher league. If we are in the 2nd division, leave him away, because then he doesn't have to deal with the Championship, because he won't want to play in the Championship. He feels he is a Premier League or top European League player. So
he actually said today, with all the speculation around him, I'm not even going to discuss my future to the end of the season. That's when you sit down with players anyway, right? Because we know that every man and his dog and the rivals that hate Spurs is just going to keep stirring the pot, right? Trying to upset the fan base, as they usually do with all these bullshit stories. Like, none of these players are going. I mean, like, I've actually got. Well, these lot think they'll go anyway. I think Divine will get himself a move. Richarlison and Scarlett will go. I like Scarlett. I do like him. It's that about him I like, right?
Divine's there as well. He can be utilised in the Championship if we needed to.
Yeah, Brian Daigle loves him. I like him, but we've got so many alike. They ain't going to go. And this is the 28th one. I mean, like, I'd like Porro to be signed up again out of these. Ashley Phillips is doing well at Stoke. The others will probably go. I mean, like, I think Maddison will stay because I think he's got a twilight contract.
Ash Phillips and Demola and I have got contract extension clauses in there, so we can extend them if we want to. Vicario hasn't. I would happily sell him in a heartbeat at the moment, to be honest. I would drive him to the airport. Solomon, leaving him in Italy, he's got an option to go for about 12 million euros. So that's about 10 million quid. Maddison, I feel that Maddison would stay with us.
Yeah, he's played in the Championship. Well, he helped get relegated. So
he was with Coventry as well.
He loves it at Spurs anyway. Him and his wife, they wanted London. You know what I mean? They wanted London.
Maddison got Coventry promoted. I was at the game when they beat Sunderland to get promoted to the Championship and all that at Wembley. That was amazing, and he played brilliantly that game.
And yeah, because the only issue with getting relegated is the fact that they said that Levy did put in a clause in that cuts the players' wages. That's a pride thing. These kids, these are multi-millionaires on their contracts, right? So this is 29. Well, you got Van der Ven, Vilsenova, Austin, Donnelly, we know Velez is going. Dorrington, he's back with the under-21s now, isn't he?
No, Dorrington's on loan at Salford.
Oh, he's gone, is he? All right. Okay.
Dorrington's on loan at Salford at the moment. He's he's doing all right, but it's League One or League Two now, so it's a bit different. Lancashire's obviously got 9 goals now in the Championship, which is quite good. Callum Olosesi is an interesting one, though. And me and Gary have been doing some digging about him. Obviously, he had big offers from Hamburg, from PSV, from Feyenoord. He wanted to go, at least on loan, even to Torino. And Spurs kept him, but it never materialised now. Now he's stuck warming the bench. I mean, he didn't look interested at the under-21s the other day. I mean, he got run ragged by Middlesbrough, to be honest.
Romero was obviously lied to. He signed his new contract. I like the player. You certainly miss him when he's not in the team. We know he's flawed, but what player isn't? And the issue is come the transfer window, which I've got up here anyway. But the issue with it is that if you want to convince any of these players to stay, we're not relegated or relegated, you've got to move early in this transfer window, which now clashes with the World Cup. But I'll come to them dates in a minute. These are 2030. We shouldn't have any worries about them. Gray has probably been a shining light recently. I love you, Doggy. I just wish he could stay fit. Him and Spence are the next fastest players in that team after VDV. I mean, I just wish you, Doggy, could stay fit. But they are different injuries. If they were repetitive injuries, I'd be more concerned. And he is young. So Sarr, I think, will go. Danso will stay. Radu Dragusin, well, no one cares if he goes or not. No. His positional player's crap, even though he's good in the end. He tried to go for the ball.
He's not even that good in the air. He got outdone by bloody Jimenez. Jimenez has a bloody... he was nearly a brain injury for God knows how long, and yet he fucking outdid Dragusin. So, I mean, we're not missing much with him going. Like you say, Luka Vuskovic, keep on loan.
Best defender I've ever seen at his age. And he was 16 when we signed him at 12.5 mil for Ajax split before he went to Poland, then Westerlo there at Hamburg. Yang-Min Hook, we haven't seen enough of him, have we? I mean, let's be fair. You can't judge him on what we've seen. The 31s, Kinski, Berger, how's Takai doing in Germany? I don't think he's doing too bad. I think they like the look of him, apparently, what I've seen in the polls.
He's got injury concerns. He's played quite a bit for him, but he keeps having this recurring knee injury. It's some sort of disorder with his knee, I believe, that he's had. It kept him out of Spurs, and then it means that he's now getting it recurring out in Germany. So he's been out there last 2 or 3 match day squads, I believe.
Tell you who I haven't got here. Well, I've seen him play very well and then disappear in games. You know more about him. I know he's at Notts County, but I don't know the length of Tyrus Hall's contract. And he's a good on his day as a good ball carrier.
I believe he's 2028 or 2029, I think.
Tyrus Hall, is he?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought he was a youngster.
He is, but he's 19. So he's signed professional terms with the club, so he can get higher than 3 years.
Sorry, I confused your age with the age with his contract time. Sorry. Right, yeah. I know that under Ange, the rumours was like he was one of those players who thought he was too good to play at the academy level and should be playing in the first team. So that didn't go down too well. Mikey Moore, brilliant, smashing it to pieces at Rangers. Everything goes through him. Here's their playmaker. He's their midfield general, come winger, come in. He can play anywhere in the midfield, can't he? So, and then on the wing. So, Spence, there's rumours about him with attitude, but then he goes over and shakes Igor's hand after the 5-2 and pats him and all that. I think you're going to get a lot of these little niggly rumours about players because of the situation we're in. You know, you got to take a lot of them with a pinch of salt. Simmons, he ain't going nowhere. He's on a 5-year contract with a 2-year option. Sousa again just signed. Gallagher again. Yeah, you got to find. If Poch was manager, and I don't think Poch would just come in just like that. He'd want to know, like, okay, even if we're relegating, how much we spending? You know, he'd want guarantees. It's not going to like ruin his career. But this is the summer transfer window is from the 15th of June to the 31st of August, 11 weeks, 77 days. But if you look at them dates, this is the World Cup. It's the 11th of June, 4 days before I went up to the 19th of July, 5.5 weeks. So you don't want to be waiting to see, and it's always fatal to buy a player on World Cup form or competition form. We've seen clubs go and buy them and fail, so we we need to have our targets early. But the point is, it's a bit hard approaching agents and all that when you don't even know if you're going to be in the Premier League next season.
Or when you don't even have a permanent manager either. And this is one concern that I raised about Pochettino. He ain't going to leave the World Cup early. And realistically, our pre-season will be the whole of July. So we are going to be losing. And some players return obviously late June, depending on like hangover points and all that and carryovers. So we are losing the majority of our pre-season if we go for Pochettino as well. I mean, I'd love Poch. I know Gary would love Poch. I mean, most of Project Spurs want Poch back.
Yeah, I want Poch.
We are taking a very big risk with anything we do around Pochettino because realistically, we won't have pre-season.
We need these players back. I mean, we have got a big break because of the FA Cup, although you've got the international break till the 31st of March. I mean, like we don't actually play Sunderland away to the 11th or 12th of April. So there's a big break. So it gives these players a chance to get back. Does give them a chance. On a more humorous note, for you lot out there who've stayed with us, the 92 of you, which is brilliant. On a more humorous note, I got this information. If we get relegated, there's no VR in a championship, and there are extra playoff places next season. It goes down to an 8th place finish, gets you a playoff place. So, you expect us, if we got relegated, God forbid, that we could at least get 8th in the championship, Callum. You know what I mean?
Well, when you think we was talking not long ago about getting the coefficient spots for like Champions League and all that there was going to be an extra place this year and everything like that, and all the European places dropped down. And I mean, at this rate, all the English teams could go out in this round realistically in the Champions League, couldn't they? We are all losing, I believe. I think us, Liverpool, Newcastle obviously drew. City lost, didn't they? I believe, and so did Arsenal and all that. So Newcastle could be the only team going through in this round at the moment. So I mean, it's like who was it? I think it's Beast as well. Literally, he's just put if we get relegated, we'll become the new Southampton. We'll sit in like 10th or 14th, knowing our bloody luck in the Championship, wouldn't we? And this is how ironic it was. I was saying it to a couple of the lads the other day that we would be the only team to get relegated and could win the Champions League or something like that. It would be just so Spurs, wouldn't it, in the way that it's done?
It's bizarre to pull that 3 goals back. It's not impossible, but not likely, is it? To be fair,
we're not going to get enough players back. I mean, our squad is even more depreciated than it was against Atletico this week. I mean, obviously we've lost Romero and Paulinho had to concussion protocol. They can't return, and I don't even think they'll make what's it called? They won't even make Forest. If they're following correct concussion protocols, they cannot play against Forest. No. They won't be back until after
I thought it was 10 days. I think it's longer, and then you've got to have the second doctor's examination. Yeah. It might be, they might have extended it to 12 or 14. I said to Gary it was 10, but I don't think I'm right there. I think it's a bit longer.
It's 14 days that you've got to do it. It's a full solid 2 weeks. So they will miss, because I think the Forest game's on the Sunday, isn't it? I believe. So they won't be ready until the Tuesday for that. VDV is obviously suspended this weekend. Dragosin's still got a niggle. Basuma isn't an injury. He's the one that opened his mouth to the Athletic this week. So realistically, he's going to be on disciplinary duty for a while again.
I don't think Paulinho would have played because he showed in the game against, he went for legs in midfield with Sarr and Gray. I thought Tell would play on the left side of the midfield, left side sort of winger, inside left, which I would expect again against Liverpool. I still think it's going to be Sarr and Gray away at Liverpool. We'll come on to that. What I wanted to ask you, I asked earlier, would you, because I would, and I think Alan agreed, I would throw Kinski straight in against Atletico Madrid at home again. I'd put him straight in. You can't play him against Liverpool, right? You can't. Not so soon after that. And Igor Tudor said in his press conference that he will play again this season. Maybe he's just covering his tracks because he might not be here for that game, which a new interim manager could use that Atletico drip as a springboard, because the league games are more important now, obviously. And survival's more important. But would you play Kinski against Atletico Madrid? No? Okay.
Realistically, no. I'd rather give him Forest, to be honest. Give him something less pressurised because, I mean, even though it's like people have said, Kinski's a good keeper, but a keeper's not, unless you're like Donnarumma or maybe a Trafford or a Verbergen, who are all sort of like, all came on young. Kinski's nowhere near that level. I mean, I was calling out for Austin to play and all that, but I think even that's a fucking push. I mean, he's played one senior game probably for us against Newcastle last year. I mean, for all his faults, Vicario is still our number one. No matter how much I despise him and the way that he plays, I would still give Vicario this one. Give him Atletico. Give one of the backup keepers Forest. Realistically, there is one player who I don't want anywhere near the Liverpool squad or the Atletico squad, and he stunk the place out the other night. Was Kolo Muani. He does nothing. In all honesty, I mean, it looks like he's here doing us a favour. And, I mean, Solanke scored a decent goal against Atletico. He still pops up. And realistically, I just think that Solanke just gives us so much more. And even with Richarlison playing the last couple of games alongside Solanke, it gives Solanke the aspect to hold up the ball, then knock it round for Richarlison to do something. I mean, we don't like the pigeon, but I mean,
we know that he's teacher's pet, Moani. I mean, we all wanted, even in it's not being clever in hindsight, I wanted Solanke and Richarlison to start. At least Richarlison's been in a relegation battle, and he will fight for you. He's got his limitations, but he will fight.
I mean, admittedly, he'll fight other players. That's the fucking problem. That, or he'll fight an official. So, I mean, we're always toeing the line, or he'll take his bloody shirt off. I mean, I've never seen a football player strip as much as him. Are we sure he's not in the wrong club? Are we sure he shouldn't be in a strip club or something like that instead of a bloody football club? But, I mean, Richarlison, like you say, he's got guts. He puts his heart on the line. Solanke has come back and done well since he's come back from injury. We've heard the podcast, he's completely slaughtered Frank. He doesn't look like he's favoured under Tudor as well, but his attitude looks good. He continues to persevere. He's young, he's energetic, he's got it's like if he licks a battery, he just keeps going, sort of thing. The same with Gray. He's one of the only shining lights we can say from the last 6 to 8 weeks, I think, realistically. But there's a lot of gaps in that squad, and we have to question it for Liverpool and for Atletico as well, because we have to make stuff happen. I mean, Liverpool can be got at, but you've got to have people who can play against them as well. And I feel that if we go over back three, well, I don't even know if Tudor can play a different formation.
We'll get onto that then, because would you start Sousa against Liverpool again?
I'd rather do it. I'd rather play a natural player in that position than bloody Spence. Spence got killed the other night. He got exposed a lot again.
It only looks like only leaves Danson Dragerson. You don't want to see Gray at centre back. You've only got Paulinho. If he plays Paulinho, I think that's where he would be. Unless, please don't play Porro at right centre back again either, right? But
Paulinho can't play. He's out.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course, I'm forgetting so soon. See, that's your head spinning all this shit around that club.
And your fifth option centre back is out as well. Byfield's still out. Byfield's injured. Luca Williams-Barnett's injured. your sort of like next level youth players. Malia has only just come back for training.
Ralswell
Really,
plays at centre back and at right back, doesn't he? So James Ralswell, but he was on the bench a couple of times. We couldn't even put 12 subs on the bench against Atletico. We only had 9.
we're playing bloody backup goalkeepers and all that, and I don't even think there was a youth game there either. So he could have probably taken Thompson. I don't think Wilson can. Yeah, it's like Gary said, Paulinia can't play. Radu is still possibly injured as well. We've got Gallagher, who's got a fever at the moment. I mean, literally, it could be Gray and Danso, I feel. Gray and Danso with Porro and
He hinted in a
Sousa.
press conference today that Gray might have to play again in a different position now. Whether he's thinking left back or centre back is he's done well for a set kid. I love him to death. Love him to death. A lot being asked of him. Somebody's just turned 20.
Yeah, but the thing is, his brother's the same as well. He's been asked to play a lot of different positions in his young career, and it shows how professional they are as a family. To be honest, they live and breathe football. The whole family does, or they live and breathe sport. I mean, I believe his dad's obviously an ex-player, granddad was ex-player, his mum's an athlete. I believe his other family members
Eddie
were
Gray
like
at Leeds as well. Yeah, good players, really good players.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, it shows how good Gray can be as a player, but he is not. He's still not at the level to be able to compete with top professionals. But he is a very good player. It's just that if we're going to do it, then you take the risk. You take the risk. But we know Gray can do a job there. I would rather Gray at centre back than left back or fucking right back. To be honest, if he tries to persist and play Gray, Danso, and Porro in a back three, then you're playing 3 right-sided players who are all over the place, and we're just literally exposing ourselves for it. And with that, we then got the midfield injuries as well, because if Gallagher is out, Biss has obviously got disciplinary.
Good.
So you're then looking at playing Sarr. So who else are you playing there? Do you play a Sarr, a Simmons, and I don't know, an Olasesi?
Let me go to the squad. This is the Champions League squad, so the only one missing out of here is Sousa, really. So you've got I mean, I think Tell will play left side again. We don't know what's happened with Gray. As you say, there's a.
If he's got common sense, he plays with Richarlison, Tell, and Solanke up front on Sunday, because they can all score goals. They all have energy. Solanke can lay off to 2 runners who are trustworthy enough. I wouldn't say fully trusted, but trustworthy enough to do something. Richarlison will literally want to kill Van Dijk. We want that fight at the weekend. We know the battles they've had over the years. So if we're going to be honest, we go maybe Richarlison, Tell, and Solanke with Simmons behind them, and then realistically probably Sarr and Gallagher if he's fit enough. You then go Sousa, Porro or Spence, with then Danso and Gray in a back 4. You go 4-3-3.
I think we're
honest, that's the way to do it.
I think I agree. I think you've got to go Sousa at left back, and you keep Porro on the right hand side. We've got to have someone going forward. Right, we know Sousa will go forward as long as he don't get a silly yellow card in the first 5 minutes again, right? Because he got caught out of position, really. But he's going to have to adapt to Premier League's. It's unforgiving. It's not a forgiving league to be in for you to pick up the pace and get involved. I mean, so I see it like you do. I see like Spence should play on the right because he's right-footed. Sousa should play on the left. Danso plays I'm all right with. Who plays alongside Danso? If Dragason's got that Nokia, then I think it's Gray. But then in midfield, Xavi has to play. You got Xavi, Tell. God. I mean, you could. I mean,
we are looking at a very depleted squad, and
Yeah.
I've realised I keep saying realistically a lot on podcasts, so I am going to stop saying it now. But let's
Mm.
be honest, we are in a very bad position.
Oh
So
yeah.
if we are
Yeah.
going to do this, we play with our strongest lineup, and we
Mm.
then back up the squad with our strongest youth players.
Mm.
That's how we do it,
Yeah.
and then that gives you still an option of Porro or Spence on the bench if we're going to deploy in natural positions. You then have Muani on there, who, if you really want to waste time, you throw
Mm.
him on in the last 15 minutes and you just get him to flop all over the place. You then have one goalkeeper, not two goalkeepers. You then have James Wilson, you have Callum Olasesi, you maybe call up Malarkey Hardy,
Mm.
you give Matthew Craig a go. I mean, Jesus, this guy is so good for the
Mm.
21s. He is 22 now,
Mm.
and it would be realistically an option where the club will probably sell him in the summer. He is more sort of the level with Divine,
He had a good
Donnelly.
loan at Mansfield, didn't he? He had a good loan at Mansfield.
Exactly, and
I
that's the
thought they would
thing.
buy him, but I just don't think they got any money. That's the thing, you know what I mean? I think they're only looking for about 300 grand. Yeah. I mean, when I look at this, I'm the midfield and central defence is a big concern.
It's
I
a
mean,
weakness.
unless you could, then you're talking about, putting square pegs in round holes, asking one of your strikers to stay in midfield. I
The
mean,
problem we've got as well is
Marnie
that
could play deep with Tell.
most of our youth centre backs are out injured at the moment or on loan. We are having to utilise square pegs in round holes for the youth games as well, or sort of the old saying, the utility player, as we like with Archie Gray. We've got that with Craig, Roswell, people like that now who have all been trained in the Dyer mould, to be honest, who can play all positions but aren't great at anything. I mean, Cam's just said about Byfield. Yeah, so Byfield's injured. Luca Williams Barnett's still injured. Tiernan Thompson has had to drop down to the 18s to get up to the level again of 21. So even our youth ranks, where we've been shifting so many about, they've taken hits as well now.
You could play Porro midfield if you got Spence at right back and Suze at left.
Are we really going to try and convert Porro into a Trent Alexander-Arnold mould? I mean, look at that. He can't even get a game at Real now, and we're trying to do it with him. I mean, it didn't work when Porro played in midfield before that one game. He just looked like a fish out of water. So, I mean, if we are going to be professional about it, we try and get as many players in their right positions as possible. We know that Gray can play as a centre back, a centre defensive mid, and a ball playing midfielder. We know he's covered at right back, but it's not natural. And left back has really not worked with him or Spence. We then deploy people like Sarr and Gallagher, who are meant to have high energy in front of them and go toe to toe with their midfield. Because remember, we haven't even covered Liverpool's midfield now. They're going to be competing with McAllister, Gravenberch, and Soboslai, who are some of the best midfielders in the world at the moment.
I forgot Sarr. He's got to start.
Well, yeah, we ain't got no other choice.
I mean, so you got Sarr, and if you need someone alongside him,
Sarr, Gallagher, Simmons. That's what I think. You got to play 4-3-3 with Simmons being the 10 and Sarr and Gallagher playing as either high energy eights or with one of them playing more deeper.
Gallagher's got over his bug.
Well, you would hope so. Give him some bloody cowpole or something like that. That seems to solve everything for English people. So I mean, go for it. Give it to him. That's the way that we've got to be now, because
So we're looking at Vicario, Souza, Danso, Gray,
Porro.
In midfield, you're looking at Sarr,
Gallagher,
Tell,
Simmons.
And I'd
Richarlison,
take
Solanke.
Simmons behind the front, mind you. We haven't got wing backs then. Just give Simmons a free role and play. And I would go with, well, he'll play Moani. We know that, don't we? Because he's going. I'd go Richarlison and Solanke. I'm sure you would as well. But
I've just
Moani,
seen Beast has put SARS passing his shit. We'll have him playing as a sweeper then. Basically, we just need. Oh, said that poxy word again. Jesus, we need stuff to happen, and I mean, I don't think we'll get a result against Liverpool.
no chance.
I mean, I would still rather play Gray.
Sent off. If they get a couple of players sent off, we might have a chance to get a draw.
I mean, to be fair, Cam just said we used to have Vertonghen and Alderweireld. If only we had that level now. I mean, I wonder if they're free agents. We could get them in for like one game just to see what their level's like. I don't know whether they've retired fully yet or whether they're in a coaching capacity. But even getting Ledley with one leg.
With Vincent Company playing at centre back with was it alongside him for Belgium at that time. The reason they were so good for us was the fact that for Belgium they both played at left back and right back, so it meant they could handle wingers a lot better than most centre backs could.
Yeah, they had Timothy Castagne, didn't they? They had him playing alongside them. There was Denier as well. I mean, when you think about it, and I know it's a little bit off, but that Belgium team was amazing on paper. Yeah, how they didn't.
Company, yeah.
Dembele.
Yeah. Eden Hazard.
Yeah.
And then up front, loads of strikers. You had Benteke. You had, there was quite a few.
Lukaku.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have done better. Like England's golden generation. If we'd have had a positive attacking manager, England might have actually gone closer in a lot more competitions. Right. Cam, yeah, I mean, I would go with Hoddle and Chris Hughton. Chris Hughton's got the experience and even Ryan Mason. I think after Liverpool, because we got, we got Forest and a big gap to Sunderland, it gives a bit of time. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so we sort of picked the team out. I'd go to a predicted score and ask you for a predicted score, but I can't think. I never like to back against Spurs. Tell you what I did do today. I took my credit card off the Spurs site. I mean, if we go down, I'm seriously considering just getting the One Hotspur membership, not renewing my season ticket. And most people, that will come to a shock of most fans, the amount of times I've been going to these games, right? And then just picking the games.
I pulled my One Hotspur membership, so I mean I've got it for the year, but I've stopped it rolling from like going on from there. So I mean, at the end of the year, I mean I will lose access to all the youth games. So obviously that's why me and Gary go to a lot of the different games as well. Yeah, I mean I was quite lucky. I went to the Spurs under-18s the other day against Ipswich. That was quite a good one, to be fair. I think we won 4-1. There, I went there and then had a curry afterwards. It was more enjoyable than going to any Spurs games, to be honest.
I think the best value out of that Tottenham club is actually Spurs play. You get to watch every game afterwards. All right, you've got all the PR interviews with players and stuff. You've got all the youth games on there as well for 50 quid or whatever it is. And I think that is excellent value, to be honest. You Spurs play. I'm not trying to promote the club in any way whatsoever, but yeah, guys, if you are new to the channel, someone mentioned the chat, I will go through the chat, but as there's 100 of you viewing us on various platforms, you can see the little red subscribe button in the bottom right corner. Me and Callum can't see. He's a regular guest on here. I'm a regular guest on Spurs, Project Spurs as well. So is Ian. But if you can, hit that red subscribe button, subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel, and give the videos a thumbs up. Also, get over to Project Spurs, and I haven't got your link up because you came on late, Callum. Did you get your link and post it at all?
No, I'm on my phone, so it's a little bit of an arse, to be honest.
Well, it's no big. It's only one show, isn't it? Right. Just want to go through the chat. There isn't really a lot more to talk about. Just want to see what you guys are saying. Yeah, that's the Vuitton one. Redley King and Defoe. Yeah, I mean, Gary's went for Defoe as well. He's very popular. But these players, I mean, I said they should have a consultancy role of sorts. If they've got no ambitions to be sporting directors like you have at Bayern and teams like that, you should have them in as consultants. I mean, they might think, oh, you're getting in the way of the sporting director or the CEO and all that. But it works at Bayern. It works at Bayern. And they do have the odd season. Well, it's not often they don't win the league, but they do have the odd like bumpy season where they don't win it. But they're never in that position for long, are they? They soon bounce back, like, you know.
What we can't ignore either is that Defoe has obviously had jobs at Spurs as well. So Ledley's obviously a club ambassador, and he works alongside Dawson, Ozzy, people like that, all the way around the world. Defoe was our under-18s coach for nearly 2.5 years, and then joined our 21s under Wayne Burnett. He left to pursue his own managerial stuff. We've had some cracking coaches. I mean, Tom Carroll's down there working in the 16s. We've had Livermore come back and do stuff. Tom Huddleston has done stuff with us and then moved on to City.
I know Jake Livermore's dad well. We used to train together.
Yeah. And then Yaya Toure. Remember, we had Yaya Toure down at Spurs for about 2 to 3 years, and he's obviously joined Pep's coaching staff.
Is McKenna still at Ipswich?
Kieran McKenna's still at Ipswich as well.
Is Curtis still at Birmingham?
Yep.
See, there's lots of our guys out there. I mean, Scotty Parker's still at Burnley, though, isn't he?
Yeah, remember at Liverpool structure, Michael Edwards, he was our ex-head of scouting development at Spurs. He's now their head of football operations at FSG Group. At Liverpool as well, they've got Alex Inglethorpe, who's their head of youth development. He was our ex-coach. We've got John McDermott, who's on the England FA regulatory board now for player development. So, I mean, literally, the Matt Wells at Colorado as well. Obviously, we know Mason hasn't had great time at West Brom. He's obviously out of work now, but he's still around. We've had a lot of influence.
And they've won for about 14 games, West Brom, since he's gone. So that says a lot.
They've had. I think they've had as many managers as Forest have since that. So, I mean, that doesn't help either. But the thing is, our youth network and our coaching network is very good. It's just that realistically, the lack of stuff in our senior team is where it struggles. I mean, look here, we've got Stuart Lewis, who's meant to be part of transition pathway. That hasn't worked this year. So it's realistically been very up and down for us, but the influence from Spurs is still there. I mean, I don't like our youth director now, Simon Davis. He's shit.
We got him from Man City, didn't we?
Yeah, and there was another one who we got, Jack Chapman as well from Southampton. I spoke to a youth scout down at Southampton that I know who's a Spurs fan, and he said they're still clearing up that prick's mess 2 years on since we got him and all that. He left them in a bad position. So realistically, he's created the same mess at Spurs.
But Rob McKenzie's got a team of 10 below him. I mean, we've got coach scouts out there like Max Leggett, who we got from Germany, and we've got
Alex
Ferreira,
Fraser.
one in Italy, one in Portugal. Then there's 5 UK-based ones, and like 3 are analysis. I think there's, Do you know? No, I don't, Darwin. And welcome to the channel, mate, as well.
Rob McKenzie was fucking crap at Aston Villa and all that. He was one of Langer's guys and all that. That's why they bought him across. And I mean, I remember the good old days. Scolding's in charge of loan development now, so he's not doing too bad. He obviously transitioned from head scout to technical director now to loan development manager. But I mean, realistically,
I think Burnett should stay where he is. Wayne Burnett. I don't want him shifted. He's doing such a good job. I mean, admittedly, most of his excellent crop of winners, double winners, are all out on loan now. But Who we got here?
Wayne's a good bloke, and I mean he's got Troy Archibald Harris down there with him as well. He's his number two, alongside a couple of others. Me and Gary speak to him when we go to games, so definitely some really good stuff out there from Wayne's side. But I mean, realistically, I mean, Adrian, obviously, me and you have come across him in the past. David Pleat, Ian Bloomfield, people like that, natural talent scouts who went out there, would watch the games, and do that. And I mean, it's not on Spurs, but an interesting one that obviously we've seen this week come out was how much Brentford scouted Brian Burmo when he was at Troyes in the Yago Santiago. He's out
It's in the Spanish
Spain.
second division with Elche, isn't it? Elche or something like that.
Yeah,
I thought he would make it. I really like the look of him, so I'd have been in the mud on this one. But Yago Santiago, yeah, I think
he went out.
Two of our players are in the Spanish second division. He went there, and I think
Jude Sonset Bell went as well from the winning team.
The winger,
it was Jude Sonset Bell, the old Chelsea guy,
and the black winger who played at right back and winger for us in there. What's his name? He had a loan at Charlton, but didn't get many games.
Oh God, it weren't a duo, was it? It was someone else.
No, the name's with me. He played in midfield, on the left back. The black player.
The great ideas though of like David Pleat and Ian Bloomfield, the natural talent scout. Oh, Noel John, that's it.
Noel John, yeah, I think
Ali,
he's in the Spanish second division. I think he went there as well. I might be wrong there though. Noel John, yeah, it was Noel John.
But yeah, like I was saying about the
He would make it as well. You know, this is the thing. When you see an all-conquering team, you naturally think they're all going to make it, don't you? You know, but then they've got to step up.
Well, exactly. But I mean, like the whole idea of it is that if you get your scouting and recruitment right from ground level up, it's great. But I mean, the fact that Brentford scouted Brian Burmo 28 times plus did data reports, they made him feel so valued by having a scout there watching him. They managed to beat a League One starting team. Or like a first team for him. They beat Stade Rennes for his signing, and look how that went. We don't do that anymore.
Mate, with Robbie Keane, what sticks in my craw with Robbie Keane is not the fact that he may or may not be good for us or do a job. He's out in Hungary now. He did a job in Turkey, didn't he? Is the fact that when he got the opportunity to jump ship and go to Liverpool, he went there. And then when it didn't quite work out there and he got the opportunity to jump ship and come back, he'd come back as if it didn't matter. You know, Liverpool meant more to him than Spurs did, basically. And now he's all Spurs. I've got this loyalty issue with players, Callum. It's the way I've always been. You know what I mean? I mean, like if you've gone, I mean, he's still loved by the fan base. Fair enough. I haven't got the love for Robbie Keane that others have got. I'm sorry, I just haven't.
We've had enough of them in the past, though. We've had like Blinking, Teddy Sheringham. He said he was all Spurs, and he went to Man United as soon as he wanted to. Dimitar obviously sung his praises for Spurs. He jumped ship quickly. I mean, Modric tried to do it with Chelsea, but all of this is with hindsight now. These guys are professionals in their own right. I mean, and we're looking at all these legends at the moment as well, and a lot of them went on to do different bits, didn't they? But how do you quantify it? And the only reason we're asking these questions is because we are literally up shit creek without a paddle, aren't we? If we're being honest, we wouldn't ask these questions if we weren't in this situation, because we would be stable, we'd be happy, we'd be still slagging the board off, but we would have genuine enjoyment in our club. Well,
where's Brian Gill? More. Where's Eric Lamela when you need him?
Lamella's a bloody head coach now, I think, isn't he?
I'm not sure.
I know he's coaching at least at Seville.
Yeah. I want to keep the legacy. Yeah, I see.
But no, I mean, it's amazing to have so many people in the chat, obviously, tonight. So, obviously, give Ian, Adrian, Tom, myself a like. and subscribe and a follow on X. There's a lot of friends of both our channels in here. There's
Let
a
me
lot of
get
personal
Project
friends
Spurs
as
up.
well.
Hang on, let me get it up. I'll get it up. Where's it?
So yeah, you can go and follow Gary, who's our commander in chief on Project Spurs. Me, Phil, Joseph, and Cy at Brummy Spurs as well. You can go and like and follow all of our pages. I mean, I think the guys did a pod the other night. I managed to get some space and some free headroom on it. I think this is my first pod in about a week and a half, something like that. So it's been quite nice not talking Spurs for a bit.
Yeah, well, get over it at Project Spurs with Gary. They'll probably, I mean, I'll be doing, I think Ian can't do the show Sundays in Spain. So I'll probably be inviting Gary and Callum if he comes on. Callum's his time's on podcasts. He uses his time very sparingly. So yeah, I'll put this in the comments as well.
Yeah, this is mainly commitments from me and Gary. We've got busy work lives, so it's just about balancing with all of it. But we do try and do a lot at the moment.
Gary does. I mean, obviously he's really trying to promote him, and we need to get his numbers up on YouTube. Actually, it's not the numbers for us. We don't, me and Ian, we don't run Spurs Darts as a business or nothing like that. If through donations the channel pays for itself, which it might just do this year, by the time we get for our second year in June. If it does, all well and good, but that's not our priority on it. If you run it as business, actually, it's not numbers on YouTube that count, that help the algorithm the most. If it's down to money, for any of you out there who don't know, it's more down to views after you've done your shows, views, and like people that actually are on your shows and stay with you, and people that go and look at your shows afterwards. You could have 20,000. I've seen podcasts out there, Callum, that have got massive subscriptions. And if you go on there when they're live, they've got like 25, 50 people on. That's what counts. The people that are actually in your chat channels and viewing you live, not even on TikTok and all that, it's viewing you live actually on YouTube. I think that's what counts. And I'm not fully up to speed with it all, but I'm not, because I'm not too bothered about it, just if we put quality content out, that's all I'm concerned with, good conversations.
No, exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, Gary did 4 podcasts yesterday, so I mean, hats off to him and good luck to him for that. I mean, I definitely didn't have it. I think I tuned in for
3 a week. Usually every Friday, every Sunday with Ian, and then a Tuesday or Wednesday, depending. And if I get an invite, I'll go on. I don't go out and ask, so I'm not being snobby enough. I think if someone asks me, I'll come on. If I'm free, I'll always come on. Right? I'm not being snooty, but I don't usually go out and ask. There's a lot I do behind the scenes, bombarding everyone with information they probably don't want to see. And so, so we'll take that off. I'll just have a look at any more comments, and then we're sort of done, really. We've probably gone a little bit longer than I thought we would tonight, actually. But we will be back Sunday at 8 o'clock. So, and mind you, kick off 16:30, isn't it? 4:30, isn't it?
Yeah, 4:30 on Mother's Day. That's gonna be fun. I mean, I've got I've got to see my mum, and then I've got my partner's mum. We're going out for lunch with them, so that's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. So hopefully, I'm back in time for it. And I believe we may have a Project Spurs podcast. If it's 4:30, we'll probably go live between 6:30 and 7. I believe Gary will be hosting that again. If I get a chance, I'll jump on. And then, like you say, you've got diehards at 8 or 9.
It's 8. I mean, I could put it at 9 actually if Ian's not doing it, because if Ian's not doing it, he's an hour ahead in Spain, so 8 o'clock suits him more, because it's 9 o'clock for him really, in Spain. So if he's not doing it, I'll ask him. I could put the show back to 9. I'll see what he's doing. I mean, I'll message him. Otherwise, I'll leave it at 8. Right, we've got one more comment. Who's this?
Oh, that's Cam.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
So, I mean, Cam's a good friend of all of ours on it. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I'll be watching. I'll probably have the football on during the game or during the meal as well. So that'll be good. But like we say, it's just hopefully we get a result again.
Yeah, and it's all right getting big, Connor. It's all right getting big, but also then I said to Ian, if we did get big, you never know. We'll get to 3 years after 2. You never know. But I said, I'm not just putting shows out for the sake of it. I mean, I think some of these really big channels, you know, multi thousands, tens of thousands of members, they just feel duty bound to do content every day or 2 or 3 times a day. I am not doing that. Right? I am not, because the quality would suffer anyway. You know, and you've any crap bit of media news, you've got to start posting, and you're just gonna no, not for me, not for me. Right, okay, let's get rid of this comment and back to the Spurs. Where am I? Comments, I need to lose this. Where is it? Oh, here we are. Hide that. I'm actually got, oh yeah, we got, right, this is Spurs Dials on XCOM. Get over there. Like I said, you can't see the red subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner. Me and Gary can't, Callum can't see that. But if you hit the subscribe button, takes you to our YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel and give the videos a thumbs up. And that will be greatly appreciated because it helps the algorithm. I want to thank Callum for coming on late. Like I said, get over there to Project Spurs. They'll be going out Sunday as well, as we will. We might go at 8 or it might go 9. I'll see what Ian's doing in case he can do his show Sunday. Yeah. I want to thank Alan for coming on earlier. And I want to thank all you for your comments in the chat, everyone watching us on various platforms, and extremely a very big up to all of you that would bother to watch us on playback and give the videos a thumbs up on the YouTube page. Right? Big up to all. And with that, I'm going to play you out with this bit of music I wrote.
We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. We are Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul. Tottenham till we die. We are Tottenham till we die. Spurs die, hearts, heart and soul, lily white and navy blue.